So, borderline personality disorder is characterized by 9 traits, and I am trying to kind of slowly but surely get through all of those 9 traits and really kind of focus on one topic at a time. Today, probably because it's something that I'm experiencing, I want to talk about anger outbursts and uncontrollable anger. So, no, I don't need my journal. So, I'm angry right now, actually, which is probably a good place to start. Um, what I'm angry about, it's not even that serious. So, when we get angry, when we as borderline people get angry, it is a different type of anger than a normal person. Um, so, what makes borderline personality disorder? Our brains are are structurally different. They're like actually different from the brain of a person who doesn't have BPD or a person who isn't suffering from another mental illness. Our brains are structurally different. So, our amygdala is in charge, or it's it's not in charge. It's responsible for our fight or flight, our kind of like, oh, how do I explain this? Our on lookout and on alert. It's kind of like it's our emotional mind, and then our prefrontal cortex is in charge of inductive reasoning and logic. So it's like we have an overactive amygdala and an underactive prefrontal cortex. So what that means and what that can look like. So I'm in a relationship ish. I always say ish because god damn it, with me, one day it's something, the next day it's another, and yeah, no. So I'm in a relationship, and we don't have children. We have dogs because we are gay. I'm a gay man, gay as ever can be, gay, super gay, and we have dogs. So I have my dog, my little Pomeranian Chihuahua, and he has his dogs, his Beagle and his Coonhound. And so we raised our animals differently. I grew up in California, and when I got my dog, he's a small Pomeranian Chihuahua. I could literally take him everywhere. So I trained him to kind of be off leash, and I trained him to be very receptive to like me, and I trained him to not have separation anxiety because I left him at kennels and things sometimes. So there's a lot of like training that went into that. But with my partner, he doesn't follow the structured rules that I set and the parameters that I set for us like being together, commingling, co-living together. And when you have a dog that has separation anxiety, the best thing you can do for that dog is to not make a big deal out of your coming and your going. Literally, no attention. None at all. The more attention you give them when you're leaving and coming back, the higher their anxiety is going to get when you're leaving and coming back. It makes perfect sense to me. It doesn't make perfect sense to my partner. So, today my dog got out and went over to the neighbor's house. It was not that big of a deal. My dog was safe. The neighbors are kind. They gave us a call. They ringed us up on the phone and they say, "Hey, you know, King's over here," and it's not that big of a deal. But me being me, my over emotional mind and my under emotional inductive reasoning logical mind just followed suit. This was underactive, this was overactive, and I got so upset. I ended up kind of like screaming a little bit and maybe yelling and just kind of really going off on him, and it didn't stop. It just, I couldn't stop. I wanted to stop because he apologized. He apologized right away when he knew that he had done something wrong. But I could not stop. I was so upset. Part of me is still upset. And it's like, I just wish he would follow my rules because it is my dog. But now, because he hasn't followed my rules, my dog is showing different behavior. With gay men, our dogs are our children until we can get children of our own. And it's like, I don't want my child just leaving the house when we leave and going over to the neighbors. And it's just really stressful that he just doesn't listen to me. So we're in this fight. Now we're in this row. And we're just... Now, I'm upset. I've upset him. He left, actually, to give me some space so I can kind of calm down. And he's running some errands, and so it's fine, and I'm going to be fine, and the whole world is not going to end. But with that said, we got into the fight at the grocery store. So a normal person would hear this news and would get a little upset, but they wouldn't make a scene at the grocery store. But me, with my borderline, I was like a 3-year-old. I was screaming at him in public, just like really making a fool of myself by yelling. And I didn't care. I didn't care that there were people around. I didn't care that I was loud. I didn't care what people were thinking. All I cared about was the fact that I was angry and I needed to let that anger out. So our anger is very different from a normal person. We're like a 3-year-old. We're like a 3-year-old throwing a tantrum. You know what I'm talking about when I say like a 3-year-old. Like that 3-year-old who doesn't get the candy that they want, so they're throwing a fit, screaming and crying and acting like it's the end of the world. That's exactly how I was. And I'm not happy with my behavior. I don't think it was good for me to be like that, but that's how I felt. And when I have an overactive amygdala and an underactive prefrontal cortex, my prefrontal cortex doesn't come in and say, stop, do this at a better time. No, my amygdala overrides it. And so I'm all emotion, I'm all in. And it's really stressful kind of carrying the weight of that, of those emotions. It's just like a lot. And personally, I'm really tired of being this way. It's so tiring. It is so tiring being angry about something like that. You know, it takes a lot out of you. And so for anyone dealing with a spouse that has borderline personality disorder, give us a grace period. You can't reason with us when we're angry like this. The best thing to do is to give us some space to calm down. And once we're calm, then we can rationalize. Then we can talk about things. And until we've calmed, there really is no way to reason with us. The best thing to do would be to agree with us. If we're yelling, if you want to get us calm in the moment, it would be to reason with us and try to agree. Like, just be like, hey, you know what? You're right. Even if you don't think we're right, just kind of appeasing the situation or appeasing the person in the situation so that it doesn't escalate and get out of control and get violent, because it could get violent. I could get volatile if I'm angry enough. I have before. So it's just really important that use good communication skills. And for the person with borderline personality disorder, we won't always be like this. This isn't how we're always going to be. Once we create new neural pathways and really start to form a better relationship and bond between our prefrontal cortex, our logical mind, and our emotional mind, once we can do that and we're recovered, well, then I'm sure those anger outbursts that I'm having right now are going to be lessened, or probably maybe not even happen anymore. Because brain plasticity is a thing. I have the power to change my brain. It's just going about it's a long process, you know? Like, my brain just isn't going to change overnight. So I think I'm going to just stop now. I'm already feeling a little bit better about the situation, just based off of being able to get these emotions out via this video. Please, if you have ever experienced something like this, maybe tell your story in the comments below, or just throw a like up or something like that. Just let me know, because I like to hear from you guys also. I really love to hear feedback. I like to hear positive, negative feedback. I like to hear people's experiences, because everybody's different. So, you never know. Bye. Thank you guys. Love you.